Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of the Glimmer Gang podcast. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about. We just had the first ever Lorecast over on Disney Lorcana's Twitch yesterday, a few days ago, when you guys are listening to this. And we got so much new information. We got set 4, we got a bunch new cards, we got OP announcements, and a look in what the future of Lorcana is going to be. But before we jump into that, Blake, how are you feeling after all of this news that we got yesterday?
My jaw is still sitting on the floor. I've just been too shocked to pick it up.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then Sean, you got to join B Squared and a bunch of other creators yesterday. What are your initial reaction just off the bat, and how was reacting with all of those guys?
It was pretty amazing, starting from some of the alternate art cards that we got to see, to the products that we got to see, to the announcement that we got. I am still reeling. I tried to recover yesterday, but my head was still spinning, and it still is. So got to get some of this out in this podcast.
Oh yeah. I mean, we got so much news, like I said, and we're just gonna jump right into it. Set 4, Ursula's return. We got an amazing promo video yesterday. Obviously, Blake, I know you loved that. Uh, we saw the first glimpses of Encanto in Lorcana, and we'll talk about the first cards we got there. But for Ursula's return, we have 2 starter decks. We have, like I said, an Encanto themed one, and then also an Anna and Hercules Sapphire Steel themed one. And obviously, we got the look at a trove. We got look at the all that stuff, the product line. Sean, I'll go to you first. How are you? What are you thinking about Ursula's return? And obviously, this it's the first set we've gotten that focuses on a character specifically.
I am super excited. I think that bringing Encanto into Lorcana is just brilliant. It's one of the better. It's one of the more well received Disney movies of recent time. So I think it was a no brainer. Everybody loves Bruno and Mirabelle and Luisa and all the rest. So that was it. And I love that they are all seeming to work together. Mirabelle is a typing, so I think that's pretty great. And let's just to kind of touch on the other deck that we didn't really get to see any cards in, but we get to see the face characters for the decks, which is Hercules, who looks like our standard Hercules, flexing his biceps, just being the hero we all know he is. And the more interesting image is the Anna that we have on the art. She is decked out in a full suit of sapphire and gold armor, and we have another card that we'll have a card that we'll talk about a little bit later that seems to be a really good shift target for her. So a lot of people are expecting her to be a shift Anna.
Yeah, that card, it seems like it's going to be amazing. It looks so good. Blake, your thoughts on Ursula's return? Obviously, this furthers the story that has been building in Lorcana. Are you excited for this? I'm guessing you am.
Yeah, I have a video that'll be coming out later today or a couple days ago. Basically, the title for the thumbnail is "It All Led to This." So, seeing the story all come together from the first few sets, and finally everyone feeling vindicated for sussing out Ursula all this time is like, what the heck is Ursula doing? And now we're seeing it. Um, and we're going to see it even more with one of the products that they announced that we'll talk about in a minute here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we can move right into it. We have the Illumineer's Quest, which is the first co-op game for Lorcana. Basically, what it's going to be is you're going to be able to open the box, 1 to 2 players. There will be decks in there, I believe, you can use, and you're going to play against AI in quotation marks. It's going to be these different cards that are being controlled by Ursula. You have to go up against them. You have to finish objectives. So I think this is a really good way to get people interested in the game where you're playing together and not playing against each other. Because I feel like if you try to teach someone and you have that experience of playing, it's kind of hard to teach them because you know exactly what you're doing, but they don't. So when you're playing together, you can teach them and say, and like have both your hands open, show them how to play, and it's going to be really cool. And they have said they're not going to reveal everything in the boxes. They want players to be able to experience it when the box is uh, comes out, and I don't know if we got a release date for this yet. I may have missed that. Blake, I'll go back to you first. Thoughts on Illumineer's Quest? You said this really develops the story behind Ursula well.
Uh, yeah, one neat thing that I believe I heard Rochelle say during the Lorecast was that this story that comes with this quest is what takes place after set 4. So that's it's going to be our in between game in between
Ooh, I like that.
set 4 and 5. So that's going to be interesting to see. And I'm just really excited to have definitely a more casual approach and a whole nother way to play Lorcana. It is now going to be something that can be played two different ways for board game night with your family. Essentially, it's like we can do the little more competitive and we all face each other, or we can do a co-op night, and that way we don't bite each other's heads off when we get too testy about our decks that we built.
Yeah, this is definitely something that I'm gonna try to pick up, teach my parents, teach my friends here at school. Sean, is this like tailor to you having kids in a way that might be able to teach them easier rather than playing against them?
Absolutely. I am 100% going to try to pick this product up. As long as there's enough of them out there and they don't get bought all up, because I know everybody's very, very excited to get their hands on this product. Um, from a parent standpoint, this is the perfect thing to get your little ones into this game, because it's very non-confrontational. You're working together with your parent, your friend, your significant other, what have you, to accomplish this goal. I think that's a really, really fun, like I said, non-confrontational way to get people into this game. And I really think it's interesting because there's another product that we'll talk about here in a little bit, but I think they kind of go hand in hand almost. Like they're both very much geared towards you'd probably use the other product first to teach them everything they need to know about it, and then you're like, all right, well, let's play this, or vice versa. Honestly, you could do it either way probably. So I'm excited about a lot of the stuff that's coming in this product. We're getting, I think we're getting these. This product is what we're getting, the Ursula tentacle frames. Isn't that what, or the ink frames? Isn't that what product we're getting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that it's going to be sought after, if not just for that, for the special contract pack. That's pretty interesting. No spoilers. Rochelle said it herself. Nobody spoil it.
Keep it to yourself. Let the community experience it. Suggestion when it comes out, maybe mute those words on
That's a good
Twitter,
idea.
on
Brilliant.
socials if you don't want to see
Yeah,
it.
that's my thing. Is like I really want to make a video about it when it comes out for my channel because it's so story related. But I'm probably gonna do my best to like wait a week and still put up like a giant spoiler. Like, do not watch this if you don't want spoilers.
Yeah, this is really exciting. This is a great product to get anyone interested in the game. I remember on the Lorecast, Aaron from the Illuminaries, Aaron and Liam were both there, and they did an amazing
Shout out. You
job.
guys are
Uh,
amazing.
uh, and Aaron was talking about how there was these cooperative games is what got her into board games, because it was Liam who was the big gamer. I believe he's played all sorts of games, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, a bunch of stuff, and Aaron hadn't. And then once like cooperative games came out, that's and started like being more popular. That's how Liam got her in, and just a testament to that, showing how those games can do this. We all love this game, and I think we would love to be able to play with our families, and I think that is a great way to do so.
I do have one more note on that front. I see this as a great product to ease into getting them to get a little more, um, not really competitive, but thinking more about the game and getting more into it because they did mention that this also has difficulty levels. So you can start off easy and then work your way up into more and more complex ideas and discovering what kind of deck you need to beat these higher levels. And maybe that'll ease them more into playing regular Lorcana.
Hmm. Well, there you go. Going to be fun. This kind of gives me like I'm a big Marvel Champions player, the co-op game, uh, and so this kind of like best of both worlds there. Uh, but we also got a look at some new accessories, and these are coming from past sets. They have said that the accessories we're going to get are not going to be tied to a specific set. So for that, we got Giant Tink, we got a playmat, a Rapunzel Gifted Artist playmat, and then we got Genie Supportive Friend and Snow White Well Wisher sleeves and deck boxes. Blake, thoughts on these? What are your thoughts on them going back to previous artwork to get these products from?
Definitely love it because there's so much great art in the sets. Giant Ticket, especially, I think, was always touted for set one being one of the best starts of the set, and that we didn't have any products with it. Everyone was kind of like, man, really missed opportunity there, but now we got it.
Turns out they were
Um,
listening.
yeah,
You know, it really with the Lorecast popping off the way it did, it really feels like RB has gotten their legs under them. You know, they're off and running. I feel like now.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited about these. I think Giant Tink is what I'm going to try to hunt down. And while the obviously the sleeves and the deck boxes are not the best, it's still cool to be able to see them and get different art on there. Sean, thoughts about these? Are you going to be picking up some?
I will definitely try to be finding the Giant Tink playmat. Who was the other playmat? I can't remember.
Rapunzel Gifted Artist, the flood one.
That's right. And I mean, honestly, that's not a bad art either. I did really enjoy the art on that card too, but obviously Giant Tank has become such an iconic piece of art for this game already
And it's an
that
iconic card too. Such a
yeah,
powerful
exactly.
card.
Exactly. Like for the first two sets, you couldn't talk about Steel without talking about Big Tank. And then not as much in set three, but she still sees a ton of play. And I feel like she's going to see a ton of play. So, you know, I think it was a smart move. I love the idea of them not having to stick with the set that they're currently in for accessories because like with Big Tink, you know, exactly. That's the perfect example. Is an art came out, everybody fell in love with it and wanted product out of it, wanted accessories out of it, and they were like, okay, well, we're willing to go back and revisit it now. So brilliant move, Ravensburger. I love it.
Yeah, and it obviously it opens the door for a lot more uh to come in the future. I think obviously we didn't get anything at least yet. They could have more playmats and stuff from art from set four. I would like to see a few. I think that is the one thing that maybe was missed in this is there's nothing from set four at least revealed so far. So I would love to see like a playmat uh, or like a deck box or something like that. But we'll have to see.
before we move on, since they're doing this reach back, what's one card you guys would want them to do a playmat or something with?
Honestly, I think mine would be I want a playmat with Ursula Deceiver of All on it. I really,
That's a
really,
good
I
one.
love that image of her, and I really think that it would do really well on a playmat.
You know, this is me being silly, but I would love Rolly to be on a playmat. I love that artwork for no reason.
You know, there's
Uh,
something to be said about Disney stuff and just the cute factor that stuff has.
oh,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, yeah. For me personally, man, Chernobog from last set
Ooh,
for
that would be
sure.
really good.
But also from last set, I know it's not a card that gets a lot of attention, but the art on it is great. Is Alice, the Tea
Mm,
Alchemist?
that
Yes,
is a
there you
really good
go.
art.
Yeah,
Yeah, lots of great art. And we got a lot of good art in set four, and we have some cards to talk about. We got 6, 11, 17, if I'm doing my math right, cards revealed yesterday throughout the Lorecast. We've broken these up into three different sections. We have 6 cards that were revealed from the Encanto starter deck. We have 5 cards that were kind of just in different things, going to be in the Illuminator's Quest in different places. And we also got 6 cards from the Gateway box. I'm going to talk about the Encanto cards first, just run them through. So, obviously, Sean, you alluded to this earlier. Mirabel Madrigal works well with all of these. Gift to the Family, 5 costed, uninkable, 3/5 for 2 lore. Dreamborn Hero Madrigal. Keep in mind Madrigal, that is a new keyword, or I don't know if what's the right terminology.
Subtype, super
Subtype,
type, something like that.
whatever.
It's subtype, yeah, I believe.
She has support, and then Saving the Miracle. Whenever this character quests, your other magical characters get +1 lore this turn. We then have Louisa Magical, 4 cost uninkable, 4/3 with 1 lore, Rush, Storyborn, Ally Magical. We have Julieta Magical, 3 costed inkable, 1/4 for 1 lore, Storyborn, here Mentor Magical. Signature recipe: when you play this character, remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. If you remove damage this way, you may draw a card. So some draw for Amber there. We have Felix Magical, 3 costed, inkable, 2/4 for 2 lore, a Storyborn Ally Magical. There's a Vanilla. We have Dolores Magical, 4 costed, inkable, 3/3 for 2 lore, Storyborn Ally Magical. Magical Informant. When you play this character, if opponent has an exerted character in play, you may draw a card. I think I'm going to say this before I get to the last card. If that was when you quest as well, that would be so much. That would be broken. Uh, that would be absolutely broken. And then the final card we have is Bruno Magical. We do not talk about Bruno, but we're going to right now. 5 costs uninkable, 4/5 for 1 lore, Storeborn Ally Magical. It was your vision. When you play this character, chosen character gains. When this character is banished in a challenge, you may return this card to your hand this turn. That's pretty nice. For me, I am honestly most excited about Bruno and Dolores. I think those could be interesting cards, and if we have another gauntlet next year, they're both rares and lower. So pretty nice there. Uh, I do really like that you're able to basically play down Bruno, have one of your characters rush into something, and it just goes right back to your hand. Great return on investment is the best way to put it there, I think. But these cards are really cool. I love Mirabelle, how they work all together, and obviously they're all in the starter deck. So you're gonna have a way to just to kind of buff up your board. If you're able to get a bunch of madrigals out, then you're gonna have a nice time questing for a lot of lore. Sean, I'll go to you first. Thoughts on the Magical family finally coming to Lorcana, and we have our first Encanto cards?
I think it's amazing. I love Encanto. Some of the greatest Disney music of our age is in that movie. I can't wait to see songs. I don't remember the name of it, but the song that Luisa sings in the movie is one of my absolute favorites.
Pressure.
Yes,
Yeah.
love that song. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to see us hopefully get that card. Maybe not this set, but in a set. I love that they all work together. I love that Mirabelle wants to see all the other madrigals out there on the playfield. So I love it. I think it's about time that we've gotten them. They're important not only because it was a great movie that came out very recently, but it's very important to have these characters make an appearance for representation. Um, and I do think it's kind of bittersweet that we're getting these, but also Latin America doesn't get to play this game yet. I think that,
Yeah, that's
hopefully,
true.
fingers crossed that our Latin American brothers and sisters do get to play this game at some point soon. But I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I am super excited about this deck. I think it'll be uh, depending on what else we see in the deck, I think it could be one of the stronger starter decks we see.
It
Just
does
with
feel like it just because so many synergies. Yeah.
mhm. Blake, thoughts on the Madrigal starter deck in these 6 cards?
Uh, Mainly, I'm so happy that we have Julieta to be a nice cheap replacement for Rapunzel gifted with healing.
That
It's
is
true. Yeah.
honestly
No,
true.
absolutely.
I still have 0 Rapunzels,
Oh,
so I can finally at least have something that kind of sits in her spot a little bit.
Although we will be talking about something in just a little bit where you
Oh
might have a chance
yeah,
to get one, Blake.
yeah, that is kind of
That's
true.
true. That's true.
That's true. But yeah, those are the magical cards. Something I do want to add is if we don't talk about Bruno as a some sort of song
Yeah, that song's
in
amazing too.
this set, I'm gonna riot because that just there's you can't like the when that video was released, the promo video, the first thing we saw was Bruno looking all spooky. And if we don't get that song, I don't know what I probably won't do anything. I'll just not be. I just nah. I think it'll be cool to have it though. Uh, but moving on, Blake, you have 5 more cards to talk about for us today. Why don't you run us through those?
All right, so the first couple that I have are characters that we saw in the story trailer, and they followed up with showing us their cards. First one of which is Ariel Sonic Warrior, 6 cost, Inkable, 3/8, Floodborn Hero Princess. So finally, a Floodborn Ariel. Shift 4 and amplified voice. Whenever you play a song, you may pay 2 to deal 3 damage to chosen character. She also quests for 2 lore. Don't know if I mentioned that. And then the other one we saw in the trailer was Mulan, Elite Archer, another 6 cost inkable, 2/6, Floodborn Hero Princess with 2 lore, Shift 5, and 2 abilities. First one is Straight Shooter. When you play this character, if you used Shift to play her, she gets 3 strength this turn. And then Triple Shot. During your turn, whenever this character deals damage to another character in a challenge, deal the same amount of damage up to 2 other chosen characters. Like
That is bananas.
right out of the gate, and that is super rare and legendary, respectively. So we got some hot high-end cards
For
coming
real.
next set.
Absolutely.
And then our other 3 are we saw as part of the Illumineers quest.
I believe Mulan is also part of the Lumineers quest.
Yeah, she's
as
got the
the-
special frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, yeah, these are the ones we also saw there. We have Mickey Mouse, Playful Sorcerer, 5 cost inkable, 3/4, Floodborn Hero Sorcerer
Bloodborne Mickey.
with
Let's
2
go.
lore. I've been waiting for this version of Mickey
Yes.
for so long.
I think we all have.
A lot of people have, absolutely.
He is Shift 3, Resist 1, and then the ability Sweep Away. When you play this character, deal damage to chosen character equal to the number of broom characters you have in play. Whew! Broom deck come together, and then alongside that, we had the sorcerer himself, Yensid, powerful sorcerer. 2 cost inkable, 1/3, timely intervention. When you play this character, if you have a character named Magic Broom in play, you may draw a card. And Arcane Study. While you have 2 or more broom characters in play, this character gets +2 lore, and he natively has 1 lore, and he is also a legendary card.
Our first 2 cost legendary, I will add.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Beating Ursula for the cheapest legendary.
Oh, you're
now.
right. Yep. True.
Did I have another one?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
You got
Yeah.
Ursula.
The main part.
Ursula.
main gal.
the main bad. We did get to this one was not on the Lorecast, but if you go onto the Disney Lorcana site and go to the page for Ursula's return, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, she is there. But Ursula Sea Witch Queen, 7 cost inkable, 4/7, Floodborn Villain Queen Sorcerer, Shift 5, 3 lore, and 2 abilities. Now I am the ruler. Whenever this character quests, exert chosen character, and you'll listen to me. Other characters can't exert to sing songs.
Songgate.
Songgate.
Yep. I think this is a card that this game really, really needed at this point.
You know, like we've obviously been coming up with different, like a ban list to ban Be Prepared and a whole new world. And obviously you can, like, Be Prepared isn't sung, but like whole new world is sung so much. And so many of these cheap songs are sung so much. This effectively gets Steel Song is kind of just thrown to the wayside a little bit with this. Obviously, you can Nate, you can hard cast it, but that deck really doesn't want to do that. This Ursula is going to be disgusting. We've seen both or two of our, and probably the two Amethyst legendaries, or three legendaries so far, which is wild. Day one. Uh, I like these cards a lot. Ariel, I'm not too high on, to be honest. It's cool. I don't know if I want to. I think I have to see it in play, but initial reaction, not too high on it. Yen Sid, I love the broom synergy. That's gonna be great. Uh, Definitely gonna be a fun kitchen table deck to play. If we see more broom synergy this set, never know what could happen. Uh, Mulan, broken. That card's disgusting. Support anything. Uh, you give it, you drop like Ruby Amethyst just got better because you play this down, and if you can somehow get, and if you have this on the board after shifting it, and you can play a crab, you can do it again. So broken. 5 damage to 3 different characters with one swing is disgusting. And then Mickey, love Sorcerer Mickey, and I I could see it. I see the broom starting to come. More broom synergy here as well. Uh, yeah, I'm super excited about these.
Yeah. I will say one note about the Mickey. Even though he is a Floodborn, I feel like he's not one that you're going to shift early on. You're just going to hard play him after you build up a board of brooms and just take something out.
Yeah, because you don't really want to shift on top of Amethyst Sorcerer Mickey, so I would agree.
Yeah, because then you lose your broom reduction.
Exactly. So I think you're absolutely right. I think this is one of the top end cards for that deck now. That along with whichever is it Big Sweeper that's the expensive broom.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Big Sweeper,
there's too many to keep track of at this point.
Big Sweeper, Swift Cleaner.
Swifter,
Yeah,
cleaning
there's
the
a lot of
house now.
brooms.
Brooms are going to clean house. That's what we're saying.
Which I wonder if we'll see even more brooms, especially maybe a couple more steel ones
That would be
with this set.
nuts. Brooms everywhere. I think if that were to be the case, I think we'd still have to see like one more broom that, like, a steel broom that has an on play effect that's kind of on the level of Big Tink, if I can be honest, because I feel like it's missing that true card to like push it over the edge. Obviously, you can play Big Tink, but it's not going to help. So if we get something like that, I think that would be really cool to see here. Uh, Sean, do you have thoughts on these cards? Lots of high rarity cards here.
I think they're amazing. I love all of them. Honestly, none of them seem like they're going to be a disappointment as far as strength and usability. I do want to touch on the fact that Ariel, I love that art. The Atlantean armor that she's wearing, the spear with the conch shell on it. It looks like using her voice as a weapon. It's just so thematically amazing, and it really shows how an Ariel can be a Floodborn and really amp up her already existing abilities. I absolutely love it. Same with the Mulan, fantastic, very on brand, on theme. Um, Somebody in the live stream yesterday brought up the fact that in one of the scenes she scenes in the movie she actually shoots 3 arrows and hits 3 targets, I believe, or is it? It's either that or she like gets 3 arrows, in something like that, something with 3 arrows, and it's beautiful. The alternate art frames are great, and I do think we have confirmation that you will be able to pull these cards from packs, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's not just in the Illuminators Quest set, so don't think that these versions of these cards may be expensive, but there will be a chance for you to get Yen Sid, Mickey, Mulan in regular packs, so don't.
Yeah, I want to say there's even a piglet that's shown on the
I
box
love that.
from last set,
I love
the
that.
Captain Piglet.
Yeah, Pooh Pirate. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's a great card. We already saw that card is actually a very strong card, and to see it getting a reprint in this product with a special frame, chef's kiss. I love it. honestly, I think this sets a really good precedent for Lorcana that they will reprint older cards in newer, not necessarily sets, but products. Because I think that is that not our first reprint?
No, they've been doing that with the starter decks
Yeah.
Oh,
with
that's
a
true.
couple
You're right.
cards.
You're right. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Good call. Good call.
That's the first. I guess starter decks to super rares, and we haven't seen a legendary be reprinted yet.
Uh,
Uh,
and something other than the starter decks.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
This is our first time seeing something like this.
Blake, any final thoughts on your cards?
Um, just love them all.
Short and sweet. I like it.
uh, yeah, and more sorcerers, Fantasia stuff. Love it.
Oh
So,
yeah, always got to have more Fantasia stuff. Can't go
yeah.
wrong with that. But Sean, why don't you talk about the last group of cards we have? We got these in the gateway box, so look into what we're going to be getting there.
All right. So the cards that I have to talk about. We got a new Rapunzel. She's a 5-drop inkable, 3 strength, 5 willpower, 3 lore with the ability Perceptive Partner. While you have a character named Pascal in play, this character gains ward. So we already have the 1-drop Amethyst Pascal, which I think is the only Pascal we have. I'd be willing to bet we probably get another one in the set just to make this a little bit easier to pop off. But yeah, I love it. Fantastic art, neat little ability, decent stats too. So I'm really appreciative. Artist is her sub name, by the way. I forgot to say that. So that's the new Rapunzel in Sapphire. So the next one we have a new Goofy. We have Goofy Super Goof in Ruby. He's a 4-cost inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower with Rush, 1 lore, and the ability Super Peanut Powers. Whenever this character challenges another character, gain 2 lore. This is going to be another fun piece for the Challenge Matters archetype that we saw come about in Rise of the Floodborn that hasn't really had the oomph it needs to get to the top of the meta pile, but we see a couple more cards similar to this, given a little bit more incentive to just challenging and gaining lore. I could see it. I could see it popping off.
Hey, Brandon, I know I said Shere Khan would see play with the set. Here's my proof.
Nailed it.
Turn 3, Shere Khan.
Right.
Turn 4, rush this guy in,
Exactly.
get 3 lore.
Exactly. And I have a feeling we'll maybe not a bunch of them all at once, but I think we get a couple more sets down the road. There's gonna be a way to put this deck together.
Oh yeah, 100%. There has to be.
All right, my third card that I'm going to talk about is Hans, Noble Scoundrel. A 3-cost inkable, 3 strength, 2 willpower, 2 lore with the ability Royal Schemes. When you play this character, if a princess or queen character is in play, gain 1 lore. Very thematically amazing, and I, I think Jonty brought it up in the live stream yesterday, but I didn't realize how hated Hans is. Like everybody, and for good reason. He's a real creep. So, yeah, him sneaking around, like I'm pretty sure he's stealing Kristoff's hat in this scene to trick Anna so they can capture her, or Ursula can capture her, or something like that. So I do love this little bit of flavor text on here. Blake, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time a character is referencing a character from a different IP, yeah?
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure.
Which is pretty cool.
That this is the first time we're getting some cross reference. All the other ones that I can think of right now reference a character within their IP usually.
Right. Exactly. That's what I think too.
Yeah. If not their IP, it's referencing Lorcana directly. So this is our first like crossover kind of reference.
Exactly. All right. Next card that I'm going to talk about is Daisy, Lovely Lady. She is a 1-cost inkable, 1 strength, 3 willpower, 1 lore, vanilla. She's got quite a little bit of flavor text here. It looks like it's a little poem. Yep, little poem there. I love the 1-drop 1/3s. I think that we all underestimated the staying power of a 3 willpower character in turn 1. So I definitely could see her seeing some play, because I don't think Amber had one yet, did it? So there we go. Boom.
Yeah. Lady, and this was pointed out, this is Daisy, Lady in Waiting, for those who maybe haven't seen this. This is another crap,
Oh,
Musketeer.
Musketeer Daisy. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. You're
waiting,
right.
waiting.
Okay, I like it. Good
Oh,
call.
please, more Musketeers.
Right?
The set,
I feel like it
please.
might be. I feel like it might be.
We did have Musketeer Mickey make an appearance in
Oh, he
the
was in the
trailer.
That is
trailer.
valid. Yeah, that's
You're
true.
right.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I really think that they're missing out on not having an all for one for all card. I really think that that's just a no brainer at this point. And
It'll come, I think, sooner or
I was gonna say,
later.
if somebody like me can think of it, I'm sure that Art Ravensburger has already thought about it. So,
What's the thing? Something I'll bring up is like Math. I believe it's Matthew was his name. One of the art
yes,
directors.
yes,
I was on the stream yesterday, and they were talking about set 3, or I don't remember which set they were talking about. Set 3 or set 4, and they asked him a question, and he went, they said he said that he was preparing for this, and he had to like go back in the memory bank because this set was a year ago for them.
yeah.
Think about
They
that.
were developing this before we even went to Gen Con last year.
Yeah, like
So you
that's
figure they were probably working on set 5 at Gen Con, I would imagine,
I
or
I'm
something like that, give or
set 5,
take.
set 6 around
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
uh, which is bananas. Honestly, to think about. Uh, so they're probably working on like set 7, set 8 right now. Never know what they're up to over in Seattle. But I think that was really cool just to see like these have been in production for so long. But you got 2 more cars to talk about still,
Heck yeah.
Sean.
Let's get to it. The next card I'm going to talk about is Anna Braving the Storm. A 2-cost inkable, 1 strength, 4 willpower, 1 lore with the ability I was born ready. If you have another hero character in play, this character gets +1 lore. And you can see that in this art for this card, she is in fact holding Kristoff's hat, and I would assume that she's on her way to try to help him get out of Ursula's clutches. So, but more than likely she'll get captured too, and then the strike force that we saw in the trailer is going to have to go and rescue him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Strike Force.
Yeah.
Strike Force Lorcana.
Yeah.
Where's the movie when we need it?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
We need to make like a
Still,
Lorcana edit of like all these like different teams thing up with like the Avengers theme behind it. That would be so
that
sick.
would be amazing. That would be
Blake, you're
so
the story
fun.
guy. Get on it.
um, yeah, I think again, I think like we mentioned earlier when we were talking about the starter decks that are in this set, I'm pretty sure that this is the intended target for the um, armored up version of Anna, because we only have one other Anna, and she's an Amethyst. I think she's a 3-cost. I want to
Yeah.
say 3-cost.
Yeah, that
So
seems right.
this
3 or
just
4, yeah.
yeah. And I'm banking on this new yeah, she's a 4-cost. I'm banking on this new Anna being probably a shift 4, so you're gonna want to have the 2 costs down. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love it. I love her art. I think the art style of this art might be one of my favorite representations of Frozen so far. Honestly, I think it's fantastic. And for the last card that I am going to talk about in my little section here is Triton's Trident. It is a 2-cost inkable item with the ability Symbol of Power. Banish this item. Chosen character gets +1 strength this turn for each card in your hand. I don't like this card. I'm going to be 100% honest. It's very underwhelming, but I will say something very interesting that Rochelle spoke about during Lorecast was, look at the flavor text. Just imagine all of this power in the wrong hands, ... from Ursula. That's heavily implying, and Rochelle pretty much revealed it to us, that this isn't the only Trident we're going to see. So, because it's very underwhelming. You think of Triton's Trident in the Disney universe, it's a very powerful artifact. This is not a good representation of that power. So I think that we'll get one that's a bit stronger. In my pet theory is we're going to have our first shift item.
Oh.
I think we're going to get a shift Trident to shift on top of this. Pet theory. We'll see if it's right.
Floodborne item?
I think it could be.
Huh.
Because you see this, it looks very much like the normal Trident, just with a little bit of the magic purple lightning around it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the trailer, you see a very different, almost corrupted looking Trident, and I think that that's the ink flooding into it because of Ursula. She maybe powered it up. So that's where my mind goes.
You know, I was just gonna say like just another like a legendary one, but that would be awesome. That would be so cool to see.
Either way, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Honestly, whichever
Yep.
one of those they decide to go with, it'll be fantastic either way. So I just think it would be really fun to start seeing other, because the items are playing a very prominent role in the storyline, if not the gameplay. So I think it would be really fun to see corrupted or flooded versions of these um, items. And I got to pull the picture up, see if I can actually read it. It's on the back. I can't read it. John T pulled a little bit of the text and a picture off the back of one of these products. I'm trying to scroll to see if I can see it. But it basically calls them. Oh gosh, what is it called? Oh, here it is. Entangled glimmers on the back of the
Lumire's Quest box.
yeah, Illumina's Quest box. If you look under the where on the back of it where it shows her deck, the gold backed cards, you can see in the Jonty posted a picture. He had zoomed it in, and it says Ursula plays by her own rules and continually sends entangled glimmers to do her bidding. So entangled may be something we see at some point when, like in the trailer we saw that in the scene with all the characters with the glowing eyes, we in fact saw Prince Eric and Minnie Mouse, two heroes. So I think that could be similar to the way the Mirrorverse games handle heroes being quote unquote villains. Is that's not really them, you know what I mean? Because Disney historically doesn't like the heroes to quote unquote be villains. So I think that would be a very elegant way of them to be, oh, they're on the wrong side, you know, they got they're brainwashed essentially. So
Yeah, this opens a lot of doors, I think. Like obviously, like you said, for maybe floodborne items, because in my opinion, these items may be playing more prominent role in the story than some of these characters. Obviously, the characters are guiding everything, but this trident has been mentioned and seen in these like videos multiple times. It's been something that's been hyped up, and for it to just be an uncommon here, it feels like there's something more coming. Uh, a lot of these cards, obviously, they're really cool. I think obviously they were made for these beginner decks. I don't think they're gonna put anything too powerful into them. Obviously, Rapunzel and Anna will be in the same deck. Anna's looking for heroes. Rapunzel is a hero. Uh, so I like it. I think this is gonna be obviously a great product. Sean, you mentioned it earlier to teach the 1v1 in Lorcana, but then also it can be used to kind of guide them into the Illuminer's Quest, or you use the Illuminer's Quest first, teach them kind of the basics and playing together, and then you can go, okay, this is how you play against each other, and they already have an idea of what's going on. Blake, thoughts on these cards?
Uh, Nothing else really additional. We kind of tagged on them
Mm-hmm.
as we went for
Yeah,
this lesson.
that's true.
So I no additional thoughts other than I love what we're seeing so far for set 4. I feel like I'm just as excited for this set as I was for Into the Inklands, which is a good sign.
oh, absolutely. I honestly, I love, and I think this plays right into your world specifically, Blake. The fact that this is, I think, our first set really tied to the story, and I love it. I love it, and I cannot wait to see more of the story unfold.
All right, so those are all the cards we got. Lots of good stuff here, lots of goodies, lots of things to be excited about in this next set. But we're going to talk about OP next. And obviously, this podcast has been competitive focused. It was kind of the reason we started it. And we finally have like official events. I'll give the dates for the first two. We'll start with that. Atlanta is the first one, and this we're talking about North America here. Obviously, there are ones in Europe. For North America, where we are located, the first one is in Atlanta. It is the weekend of May 25th and 26th. The second one, which I am personally very excited about, is my hometown tournament, Chicago, June 8th through 9th. My birthday is June 6th, so that is my birthday weekend. So if you know me, I'm gonna not shut up about that.
We'll bring a booster when we come.
Oh gosh. If it was my 21st, that would be more fun. But it's my 20th.
We'll get there, Teddy. There will come a time where we will be meeting up. Maybe not exactly on your birthday, but
around my birthday, around my 20th.
yeah,
That is
man.
true. That is
It's
true.
because this is the jump off. This is where it all kicks off for us. Like you said, this is what us three specifically have been waiting for since before day one, since day negative, however many it was before the set came out or the game came out that we were doing.
We started this podcast in late 2022.
Yep.
So not knowing anything about
9 months before the game came out.
Yeah, and we've waited we're gonna wait nearly a year and a half.
Yeah.
From since the release of our first episode for OP.
We made it. Congratulations, boys.
It's happening.
And the other thing to note is that they have 4 other events that they're going to announce by the end of this month. I think they said
it'll be close. It's going to be in the next week or so.
Yeah, because they stated on the Lorecast that they were all confirmed, so all these dates are already confirmed. They just didn't have time to alter the script.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we don't have confirmation. We do. I will say there has been confirmation. This is a 512 player limit to start. So Atlanta's gonna be 512. Chicago will be 512. But they said they can up it if they need to for future ones, and even for these if they find out that they really need to. But what is encompassing OP? Let's run it down. First thing, we're gonna win some stuff. Cards to win are you're not gonna win this. These are all special full art foil cards. They look amazing,
fantastic,
so good. At least these will probably change as time goes on. But there's going to be a Dragonfire card that is for everyone who enters. It's gonna be really cool.
Participation promo.
Always gotta love that. I will say for these, they don't have like a specific. They do have like the promo. That's a different set symbol.
Yeah, it's the challenge symbol.
Yeah. I would love these to have like a little like Pokemon does it really well where it says like regional on it. Like it's a stamp. I would love these cards to be stamped. But unfortunately they aren't.
They could end up changing it. You know what I mean?
True.
I mean these. I don't think these are set in stone yet.
That is true. We have Let It Go, which will be for anyone who finishes a top 64. A Cinderella Stout-Hearted will be top 32. Rapunzel, Gifted Artist, or Gifted. Is this Gifted with Healing or Gifted Artist?
It's Gifted with Healing.
Okay, that's what I thought. Will be top 16. And then you're going to get a foil playmat of that same art for top 8. That'll be interesting to see because sometimes foil playmats aren't always the best.
Yeah.
And then the just main thing, and everyone's gonna be chasing after this. Top 4 gets a serialized Mickey Brave Little Tailor. It's gonna be gold. This is
it's wild.
Yeah, gold foil.
Yeah,
it's
wild.
It's gonna be so crazy to see.
And we do not have an image for that yet,
we do not.
So I can't wait to see what it actually looks like.
I think that was such a good move of them to not show it off because they realized they couldn't do it justice over the media that they were doing at the time.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a video of like the actual card.
It'll be that, or it'll be like Ryan revealing it or Rochelle revealing it. It'll be a produced video for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. Just get excited about those.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Those are gonna be so cool. We're gonna find someone who has a playset of all of these somehow.
It's true. It's true.
At events, but it's gonna be awesome to see. Obviously, if out of the 6 events challenges we have, if you manage to top all 4 of them, you got a playset of all of them.
It's true. It's true. If you've got the skill to do something like that, you could get them. It's not impossible.
So for these challenges, top 8 is going to get an invite to nationals. We don't have anything confirmed for that. My prediction is Disney World. I think that's for North America or Disneyland. I feel like that could be pretty good place. There is going to be a day 0 at Nats for those who may have not qualified for Nats. You're going to be able to play and try to earn your way into Nats. So there's always a reason to go, which will be really fun. And then probably and I'll say this first before we get to probably the biggest part of this is full rules and other dates are coming shortly, like we said. And then judge program is being tested internally. and kind of will be used for the challenge staff before it is sent out to the public.
Yeah,
So
they'll roll
make
that
sure,
out later.
yeah. But for rules and then other dates, make sure you're paying attention to the Disney Lorcana website. But the final thing that was revealed, and is probably the biggest news that came out of OP, besides obviously dates and all this stuff, was we are getting a 2-game Swiss format. Not best of one, not best of three, 2 games, not even best of two. It's just 2 games. And how this is going to work is you're basically going to play 2 games against your opponent during Swiss. Uh, you're going to get 1 point per win. And if you 2-0 someone, then you're going to get 3 points. So if you split it, you're each going to get a point. But if you 2-0 them, you get 3 points. Each player goes first once. Die roll is to determine who picks goes first in which game. So essentially, it's like a coin flip in football where you call it or you figure it out. And then if you win, you get to choose if you want to go first in the first game or the second game. And your opponent goes first in the other game. Sean, I'll go to you first. Thoughts on everything here, but 2 game Swiss in particular. Obviously, a lot of stuff to go through
Oh
here with
yeah,
OP.
absolutely. Quick rundown of all the cards and stuff that are going to be pricing. Fantastic pricing. They knocked it out of the park with this one. They're giving us all these cards. I think all 4 of the cards that aren't the Mickey. I'm pretty sure all 4 of them see at least a little bit of play, which is really nice. The art and the foiling, because the Cinderella Star Hearted and the Rapunzel are both new arts, and the Let It Go and the Dragonfire are their original arts, just full arts. Fantastic. Love it. I'm a little worried about the playmat because foiled playmats can be hit or miss. Let's hope it's just the writing and like the gold border around the side. Let's just hope if it's that, it'll be perfect. But like you said, the more important part of all this, 2 games. I think that this is such an elegant way for them to have fixed a big problem that a lot of people have been talking about is the die roll or the coin flip, basically determining more often than not who's going to win the match. I also think this is a very interesting way of doing a point system so that in a lot of big tournaments, what you'll find is if somebody loses, say they go they're like X3 at the end of round 3, they're probably going to drop. You know what I mean? They're probably, because in the way normal tournament structure works is they're not going to make it to the last day. But with this tournament structures, if you stick with it and you start taking people down and getting 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, you could climb back up. And that is one of the coolest parts about this to me. I'm very, very excited. I know there's a lot of people in the community that are saying, I don't see how this makes a difference. I don't see what the purpose of this is, but I think that we need to have some patience, and we need to let Ravensburger cook. I think they know what they're doing, so I have full faith in them, and I personally am very looking forward to this. And we must note that when it gets to day 2, it will be going back to regular best of 3, I believe.
I don't think they've confirmed that, but I would predict that would make
I
the
thought
most
that's
sense.
what Rochelle said, because she said something along the lines of, when it gets to like top cut, they have to find a winner. Like
Yeah,
they
that's
can't,
true.
it can't just be based on the
Oh,
points.
yeah,
They
that's
have to
right.
find a winner. So I think that that's what's going to happen. So it's not going to be like that the whole tournament. Once you guys get to top 8, once they've figured out who the quote unquote top X players are, then it goes back to best of 3, and then you play the game as we've all been playing it up till now. I'm super excited. I cannot wait for Atlanta. I cannot wait for Chicago. I cannot wait to go and hang out at the Disney Lorcana Challenge.
It's going to be so fun. It is going to be so fun. Blake, your thoughts on all of this? So much good stuff here.
Uh, yeah, exactly. I just like for one, just having a participation promo so you don't leave with nothing is just nice, even if it's just the Dragonfire. It does look amazing. So being able to just go and be able to come out with something despite how you do. And plus, they've said there's going to be plenty of other side events at these during the day. So if you end up dropping for whatever reason, or just
If you don't make day 2,
don't get the tickets, because these are going to be ticketed events. ticketed for the
Challenge.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
Like-
if you see any of us at these tournaments, come and say hi. We're friendly.
Oh yeah, we'll be.
We just want to beat you in the game, but we're very friendly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, like they've said, like there's gonna be a villainous side tournament. This is Ravensburger, so I think villainous will be something popping up around here all the time. But yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be so fun. Obviously, we've been waiting for this, and it's gonna really like. Obviously, we've seen a bunch of these like big 2K, 5K, 8K. We said 8K in Georgia this past week, but there's a lot of stuff coming uh, out of the woodworks, and it's so cool to see this. And obviously, we're only getting 6 this year challenges, but to look into the future a little bit, this is starting in May. Worlds are like the national champ, like grand champ, whatever you want to call it. The highest level is going to be like winter time next year, so like January, February. If they start it right back up and have no breaks, we're gonna get 8, 9, 10 maybe DLC challenges during the year, which should be really fun. But I am super excited. Blake, I'll go to you. Any last thoughts of what we talked about today? You ready?
I'm ready, man.
I'm ready. SpongeBob reference.
Let's not get sued by Nickelodeon.
That's a fair point. And SpongeBob TCG win?
Please no.
Disney buys Nickelodeon. SpongeBob's in the game. Oh gosh, that'd be wild.
Stop it.
Let's let Magic do the Universes Beyond stuff, okay?
That's
Let's not bring that into Lorcana.
But yeah, and with the 2-game Swiss, the more I think on the more it's growing on me, and I'm liking the idea, especially with each player getting to go first once, no matter what. So, I just the more I think on it, the more I like it. So I'm very interested to start trying that format out and seeing how it goes. They did say they tested it extensively, and the overall feedback was positive. So they got to be doing something right if they're getting that positive feedback. Otherwise, I think they would have stuck with doing the best of threes probably.
I have full faith in the Lorcana team at Ravensburger. I think they, like I said, I think they know what they're doing. So I'm going to reserve any harsh judgments for after we actually get to test this kind of thing.
Yeah. Test it before we judge it. Yeah.
And something I will say is discussed internally with us. Sooner or later, we're gonna get around to having webcam games on the channel, and we're gonna test this out. We're gonna test this best of two, not best of two, just 2-round game out. See how it goes. See how it feels. So yeah, get excited. Sean, any last thoughts for you?
I'm just ready, man. I can't wait for the next 2 months to go by and for us to start really seeing some strong players come out and do what they can to win some of these amazing cards and have just an amazing time with all the cool people that you're going to be able to be around, from the Ravensburger staff to this giant family of content creators that we have in this community. It's going to be a blast, no matter what way you look at it.
I mean, the hype is around like it was for Gen Con. That event was so amazing, and it's back. I mean, it's so cool to see. We've been waiting so long, and I know it's actually here. Is gonna be really fun. Before we do end the episode, I do want to plug our Glimmer Gauntlet. We're going to talk about something going on right now. But when this releases, it's going to be Friday or Saturday. But Sunday of this week, the 24th, kicks off our Glimmer Gauntlet. It's going to be Blake, your match with Katie, is going to be kicked off. If you guys don't know what our Glimmer Gauntlet is and are listening and wondering, it is our charity event. 15 players, 15 wonderful content creators got randomly assigned a ink combination and have built a deck with cards from set 1 through 3, rares and lower. So little stipulations there. This is a charity event, so everyone has chosen a different charity to represent. We have a pool that you guys can donate to. Link to that will be in the description of this episode, whether you're listening on YouTube or Spotify or wherever. You can find that there. And whoever wins, the money just goes to their charity of choice. So really fun, really excited. And make sure you tune in April 6th, where we will have a live stream of our semifinals and finals. Gonna be really fun. And yeah, so boys, we made it. OP is here. Everyone who is listening, if you guys want to talk more about OP with us, we're all over Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We're everywhere. Come say hi to us in the Disney Lorcana Discord. Shoot us messages on Discord. At least you can shoot me a message. I don't know about these two. But we're always up to talk about different things. You can find all of our personal Twitters down in the description below, and all obviously links to a bunch of other Glimmer Gang stuff. But that was it. We want to say thank you to everyone for listening. OP is here. Set 4 has been announced, and we are so excited. So thanks for listening. Glimmer on.